practice like the Kadampa Geshis of old, who were always thinking about death at every moment. At night, they would turn their bowls upside down and thinking how the next day there might be no need to light a fire. They would never cover the embers for the night. All this great practitioner of Dharma practitioner of the Kadampa Geshis, and always, every moment, they are concerned in the situation of the impermanent. When is it coming? Maybe also it's like the night they would turn their bowls. And tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to make the fire or tea. I don't know in this perspective why I need put properly the cups then upside down. And that means it's like sometimes people died, their own cups like make upside down. I don't need to someone to do the upside down my bowl. I will do it. It doesn't matter, I'm impermanent. I will get up or not get up. I'm more concerned impermanent. Tomorrow I'm get up or not get up. And it's like most difficult in this perspective. Bowls upside down. And also next day maybe no need to fire, to be clean, to like this. They would never cover the embers for the night. And it's like before the day night. And they're concerned, they think next time is I'm making fire or not. And until the next, the cover. Or like to make the fire, to make tea, that is uncertainty. To prepare right now, this is very important. And here is the next sentence. This is very important things, crucial point. However, just to meditate on death will not suffice. The only thing of any us at the moment of the death is a dharma. And it's the moment of the impermanent. That moment we need dharma. Just to meditate on the impermanent, concerning the impermanent, and thinking everybody is impermanent. And that one is like, just think like this is not necessary. Okay, you understand, but what is the point? It is a point, the moment of the death, moment of the impermanent, and which is like kind of useful, which is important, that moment, then we need the Dharma instructions. And that one we need. Then it's so, you also need to encourage yourself to practice in an authentic ways. That is the very, very important. And we need to encourage ourselves. I'm impermanent. I need to practice authentic Dharma. And correctly, authentic way, unmistakably. And that is the most important. Just we say it's like, okay, I'm concerned with the impermanent. Yeah, okay, I realize that the impermanent. Then what? But we need to full benefit there. Like same as the Buddha, he first time talking about the sufferings. And you should to recognize the sufferings. You should to realize that the sufferings. When you realize that, recognize the sufferings, that this is nothing enough. Now you need to think about the origination of the sufferings. And yes, when you do like this, the consequence is like this. Then as I understood, maybe when we analyze the truth of the sufferings, then it's like understand that this result, the result of the sufferings. Suffering is without cause, it's not existence. And then it's like we automatically concern the cause of the sufferings. Disturbing emotions, improper conceptual activities, and wrong conduct, wrong doing things. That is like kind of the cause of the sufferings. And then this is the originations. Then you are like kind of the immediately to this kind of activity to stop. Then next your result, the purification, the consequence is finished. And for example, we can say, yesterday we ate the poisons, today we are pain. We understood that this pain, and then it's like we are purified. This then it's thinking about the poisons. But now it's like, oh, if I eat poisons, I will to sickness. Immediately we stopped. Then next the consequence is there's no sickness. And like this, first time we should to know about the consequence. When we born, there's the consequence, is the death. And this birth, the death is the like there's definitively there. And then it's like we need to think about that. And it's what we need. We need Dharma, pit instructions. That is also authentic ways. Authentic ways, not kind of like our own ideas and like kind of the contaminated is like kind of the exaggerations. Maybe it's good, like sometimes it's like many people's problems. They cannot to manage, and then they listen to the others, and then as others, whatever others say, we try to follow up like this. Maybe not necessary. Now it's like we are quite intelligent. We be serious, honest, to be the truth for our own self, and then to analyze really what I need to do, practice for benefit my impermanence. Then it's like impermanent, we can to control like this authentic way, never slipping into the forgetfulness. And like kind of this is the great mindfulness. If we analyze again and again, we discover the truth of the impermanent. We're thinking about the truth of the impermanent. And this truth of impermanent is not really pleasant situations when they occur to us, when they are like happened on ourselves. And then it's like we need to do something. And therefore, it's like better don't sleep and concentratedly to meditate, to concern the impermanent, forgetfully, like kind of mindful, or lost of the vigilance. And loss of vigilance. Vigilance is like a great recognition, cognitive minders. Cognitive minders to cognize it, what is right and what is the wrong. And also it's like the vigilance to understood right or wrong, and then it's like there's introspections or like kind of others like that you can to change. Mindfulness to remind what is right or wrong. Arrives right wrong, some movement occurring, and you have a great vigilance, and then you can to correct, we can to correct. Then is the mindfulness, means a forgetfulness, and the vigilance is very important. Remembering all the wise that the activity of the samsara are the transient, and without the slightest meanings. This is the truth. We are doing everyday samsaric things. Day is like during the day, whatever we do, all the time, way of the cyclic existence way, cyclic way. And every day our task, everyday job is the same. It's difficult to give up morning breakfast, lunch, dinner. And these preparations, we all the time is needed. all the time is needed. And it's like a kind of the doing these things. And also it's like a good and a bad. And also we are in a life, there's something, we are busy, we are doing things. But all of them is like quite like slightly meaningless. There's not much meaningful. As much as we put effort doing something into samsaric things, then the result is more suffering, more problems, more kind of the ignorant. And therefore, worldly activities, as much as we can to forget or to avoid and to do something Dharma activities. Can you provoke me? Wake up me, I'm sleeping. Do we have any questions? Can you argue with me?
Rinpoche, for the 9 Bumi is too early? I don't know.
9 Bumi is jewelry.
Juste si vous pouvez les énumérer, les citer. Je ne sais pas si vous l'aviez déjà dit l'année passée, mais je ne me souviens plus trop.
Could you please name all the Bumis?
First Bumi, second Bumi, third Bumi, fourth Bumi, fifth Bumi, sixth Bumi, seventh Bumi, eighth Bumi, ninth Bumi, 10th Bumi. It is cloud of the Dharma is the 10th Bumi. Then each name I don't remember, Gekula. Here is question marks.
Rinpoche, yes, you hear me? As we are impermanent, we practice Dharma impermanently. And how to make it a good practice and to stay on the path.
Can you say what is your question is?
As we are impermanent, we are changing a lot. How to make a strong practice, a practice of Dharma which is not impermanent.
Not is impermanent or not impermanent? If we practice Dharma strongly, we become the not impermanent. You mean yes?
No, I mean the practice of Dharma is impermanent also, because we are changing a lot. And I was wondering how to maintain a good practice through impermanence of life.
And also you mean it's like this is impermanent or permanent?
The practice is impermanent, I feel.
This is, I think it's difficult to say, okay, look, maybe I got your question or not, but it's yes, everything is impermanent. Also in the dharmic perspective, Dharma perspective also is what is the permanent. There's nothing truly permanent. And also it's like when we study Dharma, then it's become more familiarity of the impermanent. And then it's like we are each moment going through this impermanent. But of course, the subtle impermanent is difficult to realize it. The rough impermanent, when we changing this body, that impermanent is quite very much injured, very much strong, very much like difficult situations. And then it's like this one's definitively, of course, one day, but because it's looked in the subtle everyday days changing. Then it's when you practice Dharma, maybe you become more friend of the impermanent. and you are more, it's like kind of the understanding of the impermanent, then you work with the impermanent. Maybe there's different instructions. Then it's like maybe impermanent also itself impermanent. This process also is become it's something realization. This process itself is you understand maybe this process is not negative, maybe positive, supporting to you. But we do not recognize, we do not understand, we don't learn, then this is a very scaring, confusion, anxiety. And it's like this is the obvious. Therefore, we are learning how in the Buddha's teaching, in the Dharma saying, how we can to control, how we can to manage it. Like this, for example, when we have the car, okay? Maybe these cars are very fast, very quickly, very strong. But if you drive wherever properly authentic way you drive, these cars can bring you wherever you wish. Absolutely. And also it's like maybe more safe. Journey is become nice. Maybe if this is not kind of to properly, and maybe it's like in the middle sometimes to be impermanent, it doesn't help to us, making more like kind of the cause of the sufferings like this. And if we can do to analyze it to the according to the Dharma, to study the Dharma, and then it's like we're thinking about the impermanent. Maybe it's slowly, this situation, the car of the impermanent, we can to really to manage very well. Maybe process of the impermanent is the way of the enlightenment. Maybe also it can to give something such a give education, these transitarians. But we don't know, we cannot to control, then these cars are very dangerous. For ours, it's like a kind of the relatively, some in the periods, okay? Some in the periods, very complicated. Then again, it's no problem. Like same as we are now. We like coming through this, there is like a link. Periods life, then there's process of death, then process of the like intermediate, means between there's before we changed our body, next our like get the new body, between we call the intermediate part in the state between. And there is such as like periods, it's very complicated. Then we got again, it's like some body reborn, like exactly like now. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's such horrible. For example, when we born, maybe handicap, maybe sickness, maybe problem, maybe war. During the hour like this, we call the between of the birth. When we born, when we die, until this between is the between of the like birth. The birth we call as a birth. Pardo means is between. And then this during these periods, our purpose is the happy, joyful, but also this is depends. And someone's very joyful until we become 60, 70 years old. Maybe most majorities is very happy, very nice. But then this one is like just this period when we need to go through like this, other through go. And in this case, now we can to learn, thinking more impermanent, then we prepare. And also this born, old age, sickness, death, died, go to intermediate pardo, in the pardo of the coming, and then you again reborn. This kind of cyclic existence, maybe in the relative, maybe it is our conceptual, dualistic, diluted perspective, there is like something. But maybe yesterday we are talking about the true nature, absolutely the true nature of the reality. Some in the perspective, maybe it's this times, this process, there's not really truly existence. If you realize that maybe your own nature realities, this kind of movement is just kind of supporting your ornament. And like kind of like we have body, there's a body limbs movement, at this movement is we understood this is part of ours. Then the movement, it doesn't matter to help to the body. Like this maybe positive, negative, this positive situation, negative situations, this is in the conceptually, or it's like kind of the relatively, or it is like kind of the temporarily like this, particularly dualistic confusion mind is like this. But this is disappeared, this purified, some in the perspective, maybe you needed that. And you, for example, like we read now, we need of the day is alive, night is like a death. But this one is very short, we understood that. Then is we need both. If there's no day, no night, no night, no day, awful. But it's day is our activity, wake up, work, nice. Night, we should to sleep. It's necessary. And like this, maybe if you realize that your two natural realities, birth, old age, sickness, kind of the movement, maybe there's a quality, some ornament you need it, but nothing injured to your mind. That is a purpose out. Really is like this. But it's when we practice Dharma, it is permanent. I'm not sure. Okay, love?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And do you have, yes. Today's boys has many questions.
On dit que seul l'être humain a conscience de son existence et de son impermanence et de sa fin. Est-ce que les bouddhistes pensent que tous les êtres sensibles ont conscience de leur existence et de leur fin? Et sinon, où est leur conscience?
Human beings, they are aware of the fact that they are alive and that they are going to die. They have this awareness. But the other kind of beings, do they have this kind of awareness that they're going to die? And if they don't have, so they have this awareness, they know they are going to die.
Yes, yes, they have. For example, this science is like, for example, if you disturb to the animals, they are very much scaring, they run away because of that they are afraid for the death. And they are thinking they live, but it's not the same as our human beings. Like kind of they think every very important alive. It doesn't matter if they are animals, but and also when they are losing their life, and they are very much afraid. Only some animals is like very much sick sufferings, they are suicide themselves. Like for example, whales, and some fish, their same is like human minds, and they have very sickness, cancer or some they pain, and then they come in the seaside, they kill themselves. Most animals, of course, they cannot to eat, but of course they concern in the death. Even the insect, when we are touched, they are run. They are very scary because of the death. They is like afraid to die. And of course, it's humans more attention to the death. Then it's the different, for example, other sentient beings, even some human beings, and maybe they're concerned for the death, but maybe they never preparing. And for example, in our human society, someone is like, they don't believe any causality, they don't believe any human, they don't believe any at all, but they are very afraid for the death. Even those people, they believe the next reincarnation, and also it's like just died, but they are very, very much scaring for the death. They don't want to talk about the death. They say, please don't talk to me about that. And then it's like, if you don't talk, and if you like ignorant, then you don't need to go through this death or not. Of course not, but why I need to talk? Then death process start. Okay, now this is your death. What do you think? Then they ask to help me by the doctor, help me by the medicines. I need to go stay more. Then why you don't to prepare a little bit before? Why you don't like kind of a little bit to learn about that? And like this. Then it's like, how do you say, is how we can to communicate this, but also some human beings, like a little bit same way of the animals. They afraid of death, but they never concerned about impermanent. They never prepared the impermanent, just ignorant. Even the family, something passed away, it's like, yeah, okay. They never like kind of to do something benefit for, how do you say, it's like for the death. And like this, we as the humans, really if we were to aware more the impermanent, then we can to do something early. And like kind of how I can to do. Maybe there's a discover, something to search into the benefit for this death. Like same as maybe even if we are not follow the Buddhas, but you can same way the thinking of the Buddha. He is first time know about birth, suffering birth, old age, sickness, death. How I can to make free? How I can to give free to my father, my families? Nobody cannot do it. Then what? And he's like says, I need to searching something. And then it's also ourselves, we concern ourselves. Maybe we can just don't think about compassion, other sentient beings. If we love ourselves, we want to concern it. Like in this life, for example, one sparkle of the fire go to on our body, we say, I'm in pain. Where is the like kind of the medicines? Can you cure? Maybe it could burn it. How much we are suffering. When is a death, the process start, and we are losing our body. And such there is the painful, such terrified, and such, it doesn't matter you young or old, impermanent is uncertainty. One is impermanent, that time's mind is a huge turbulence is a problems. Then now, why not? We don't need to prepare. Why not? We need to prepare something. It doesn't matter to find something. It is like, and I'm often to say in Switzerland, there's one, my relative says, hey, brothers, I decided I don't want to reborn again in the human existence. I said, a fantastic lady, fantastic person. I said, yes, lady. And very good. You do it. If you have these methods to stop the rebirth next time life, could you give me? Also, I want to. I don't want to reborn again in the samsara again. Why? And I see. Then she says that I decided that I don't want to say. Oh, fantastic! But for example, today I say, you are here. Sun is shiny. Weather's very good. Food, everything's a fantastic day. I decided I don't want to go to tomorrow. I decided. Can I decide it? I said, how you can decide it? Impossible. It's true. Exactly same. I think your rebirth is like this. How you can to decide it? If you realize that maybe your true nature reality, and then it's maybe you can to decide. Maybe I don't want to born. You can to go to different. Maybe them until there's like same as Ami say today. Today fantastic. I don't want to go to tomorrow. Impossible. It's just a natural, the worldwide clock. Or the universal clock is going to, how I can to control this, you happy or not happy, need to go to tomorrow. This is we can to see nature, like kind of, and the kind of, this is not true nature, okay, but it's nature characteristics is relative like this. And in this case, it's like for humans, a little bit more concerning, of course, aware of this impermanent, but to do something benefit is very, very important. But all the sentient beings, 100%, they concern the death. Because of that, very much afraid. When we are animals to talk, they are run, they try to escape because of the death. Other questions? I'm a little wake up. Okay. Yes.
Rinpoche, the night dream and the day dream is the same or different?
Same or different? We need to analyze, okay? And it's in the text, most text says like almost a similarity. Then there's augmentation to say that during the daydreams, it looks like really truth. And I can to be there as truth, but we can't prove. We can't find the proof which is the truth. Impossible. And when these things is not like this, but when we sleep, everything is disappeared. Where is? And also when we are asleep in the dream, there is many. Sometimes dreams again, you have habitual tendencies. You all the time someplace is you never be in your life during the day, but night times you be there many times. There is looks like continuation. There is also like when you saw something in the dreams, we're all the times there. And then you start each moment dreams, you are be there. Also this unrestricted the appearances looks like existence. And then what is the different? We need to more analyze. But generally speaking, it's almost not different. If you realize that no differentiation and between the daydream, night dreamers, and then it's like even the daydreamers, it cannot to function. In these histories, for example, Jetsa Malaripa, he cannot kill by any 5 elements. They shoot it to him, they tidy up, like throw on through the rock, he doesn't fail. Put in the water, doesn't carry. Burn in the fire, it doesn't help. Why? Because he realized that these things same as the dream. And then there's no anymore, it's like mind is realized that. Then everything's mind is like projected. Maybe its mind is controlled to be in the same this impossible. And during the same night, if someone's to recognize the night dream as night dream, then whatever you have inside night dream things, phenomena, you can to play to them. Maybe you go to the rock, you can to fly in the sky, and whatever you do, but the dream is as a dream. When you wake up, then you can't. Like this, I think in the text says it's a similarity, same, not different. But in the relative and our dualist perspective, day is like more serious. Okay?
And why it happens that we have more strong attachment to the day perceptions?
That I'm saying already gives the answer. Day is like more looks like maybe habitual tendencies is daydream looks like more truth. More because this is strong habitual patterns. Therefore we are purified, therefore we are learning, therefore it's like kind of try to realize that really reality of this phenomenon, daydream.
But what's the reason that the daydream is more strong than...
Reason is because more believed, more tendency strong. Maybe it's also like when you be in the night times, if someone says like night time, now we are in the night. And last time, yesterday you have dream. Yes, yesterday I have dreamed, but dream. In the night time, when your conversation, it looks like everything's truth, very strong, very things realities. But in the dream you're talking about, the daydream is like dreams. Then is what is different. When we in the morning wake up, I dream as dream. That is dreamed. But now we wake up, we dream. This dream really looks like realities. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would like to ask advice for this. How to make our sleeping more. Sleeping time less like animal, because you said the practitioners keep awareness. How to do this? We received some advice before.
Okay,
about
this is later we can do that.
Okay, and another question related to what Elena asked. Also, during the nighttime, there is more disconnection between body and mind, isn't it? I mean, we sometimes dream that we are in another body. We are other people during the dreams. I mean, we are other persons. Not only that we go somewhere else, but that also maybe we are...
It's same as the day.
But during the day, we are more attached to this physical body, isn't it, Rinpoche? Like, this is the mind too that is attached, but makes more connection during the day to this body. But during the night, looks like everything is possible.
Everything is possible during the night, then also during the day, everything is possible.
Yes.
If you recognize as the dreams, in the dream what you can do, whatever is possible, in the daydream exactly. But the daydream, as we are now talking about, coding the tendencies, coding the habitual, we habit like this, maybe some in the... But I say is like, just to answer to the Nene, what I say is, when we be in the dreams, a dream that not wake up, that moment we are conversating, same as right now, that moment we say, this dream looks like a really reality, it's a truth. But it's yesterday, maybe it's a daydream, it's as a dreams, not really it's the truth. But this one is during the night, you're talking about that. And then it's like in the morning, during the day, we're talking about a daydream is really reality, but night dream is not really, it's like kind of the, but then it's a reality same. Wherever we be, there is dualistic perspective, confusion perspective. When we see that these things is like unreal, looks like real, impermanent things looks like permanent. There's nothing substantially existence. Everything's a compounded things, but we are things like uncompounded things. And this one now we are clarified, purified, to need to realize it. This kind of foggy, confusion, ignorant, we need to purify it. Yes? Okay, V, what do you have?
It's also about dream. When you have this almost the same perception that during day and night, like during night you are doing the same things that you have done during the day. What is the meaning of that? If you cannot dream about
this in France, you said déjà vu.
Déjà vu. Yeah.
Have you know the déjà vu?
Yes.
What does it mean, déjà vu?
Sometimes during the day you can say something or do something, and then you think, oh, this.
It's already happened.
Happened, yes.
It's same. You know, during this habitual tendency, day and coming in the night, these had tendencies is coming during the day. It's absolutely déjà vu. It's an alternate. This is very fantastic. So sometimes we be some place, some in the certain. I may be. It's a long time.
Yeah.
I already be like this. It looks like you're familiar, but you never be in this life. Maybe in the past, maybe sure. This is like kind of you remember on the past, and you be there. But it's certainly we forgot it. And like this during the day and night, there is 100% sure. Often I'm saying it's like during the you put too much habitual tendencies. Okay, habitual forming imprinting. Too much, then during the night you do like this. I'm often to say, if you are like during the day you working with computer, and then complicate working, try blah 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 blah, talking like this. Maybe you very intentionally strong these tendencies, and then you sleep. You worried with that, thinking about computers. Then during the night you are born in the part of the motherboard, and you working with computers, and this is like tendencies. And this is a very good things also. This daydream, night dream, it is the self-appearances. Daydream, night dream is the self-projected. It's our own individual mind is projected. It is a habitual form imprinting. We call the habitual patterns. And it's like patterns, tendencies. Now it's like, for example, if you visualize during the day, maybe you can like kind of concern the everything is like pure, everything is a Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and I'm living in the pure land. All the everything is perfect, and whoever I see the sentient beings, Buddha and Bodhisattva, and those are which kind of color, which kind of shape, which kind of beings. Maybe we transform, Guru Rinpoche and Buddha or something. This kind of person, everybody is. You during the day to put the habitual tendencies, habitual form imprinting again and again and again and again. And then during the night also you come into like this. Maybe during the night, all the night appearances is become like this. Because during the day, night, daydream is good or bad, depends on our like inner tendencies, what you intentionally to you think about that. And then it's like through this, maybe slowly, day and night, we can to say it's like kind of slowly coming the joy between day and night. And then even the days, sometimes you have this kind of vision, and then because you changing in your habitual tendencies, then slowly you approach the truth reality. And then it's certainly you don't need to visualize nothing, but you can to see the true nature of the each phenomena, birthless, deathless, go beyond this suffering of the truth. Then you can to see everything is the true nature of the realities, included yourself. Then you go beyond the birth, death, everything is the samsara and nirvana, become the croissant. Okay, 5 minutes broke. Oh, break, not broke. Sorry, post.